My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Hit subscribe right now. You definitely want to check out my latest article in The Federalist, How the Green New Deal Would Exploit Poverty-Stricken People Across the Globe. I explain how in the Congo, 60 to 80% of the world's cobalt is found in the Congo. Cobalt, lithium, nickel, these are metals needed for the manufacture of electric vehicle car batteries. Without cobalt, without lithium, without nickel, you can't have, electric cars won't run without these metals in the electric car batteries. And they're also in cell phones and other electronic devices. The point is, I explained that in the Congo right now, by one estimate, there's 35,000 children in mines with zero safety standards, abysmal conditions, and they're risking their lives because some of these mines are radioactive. There's contamination, pollution within the soil, within the water, not only in the Congo, but also in places where they mine lithium. Lithium is also linked to pollution and water, shortages of water for indigenous communities in Latin America that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez claims to respect. Anyway, this is a really interesting article. Check it out, How the Green New Deal Would Exploit Poverty-Stricken People Across the Globe. Check out my Second Amendment channel. This is the Bill of Rights. People on the left love the First Amendment. Second Amendment, for some reason, not so much. I celebrate the Second Amendment on my other channel. Fully automatic firearms. I'm doing a series on Fortnite, guns in real life, and video game firearms in real life. So there's a whole series that I do. Went to Vegas, and it was awesome. A whole bunch of different fully automatic firearms. MP5, M60, M249, Thompson submachine gun. It's awesome. So check that out below. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew McCabe lied yet again. He lied 3 times under oath, and the IG actually referred him to the DOJ for criminal charges. Look, what took place was that James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, all of them presided over a cover-up. They covered up Clinton's crimes. They stated, well, Comey stated that she did violate legal statutes, although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information. And then he goes on to say, well, we didn't think any reasonable prosecutor would prosecute. First of all, reasonable prosecutors would prosecute. Second, it wasn't his call. That's why he was insubordinate in the IG report. He should never have made the call of whether or not the DOJ would prosecute. That wasn't his decision to make. That's one of the reasons he was fired. That's one of the reasons, actually, Rod Rosenstein stated he should be fired, which was bizarre because then Rosenstein created the Mueller probe, or set the stage for the Mueller probe, right after he justified the firing of James Comey. That's a whole other story. They presided over a cover-up. They didn't even inquire as to how she transferred the top-secret intelligence. She transferred top-secret and special access program intelligence outside of the United States government. That is a crime. That's crime under numerous, well, all the legal statutes under the Espionage Act, but especially U.S. Code 793F, even if she didn't mean to do so. Andrew McCabe knows this. So first off, he lied on MSNBC this evening. He was speaking to Ari Melber, and the narrative is, well, my God, you really, really, really hurt. You really hurt Clinton's campaign. You really hurt Clinton's campaign because the Wiener laptop hurt the campaign. A week before the election, why did you do this? Why couldn't you have? Why couldn't you have just, either forgotten about? I don't even know what Democrats or liberals want, but they claim, and it's true, actually, even Nate Silver said, look, the biggest event that sabotaged Clinton's campaign was her own self-inflicted. A week before the election, Comey came out with the letter, the Comey letter. Fine. Why did he come out with the Comey letter? Because they sat on the Weiner laptop for weeks on end. Andrew McCabe said, well, you know, this is what he told MSNBC. Well, you know, look, I found out about it last minute, and I didn't want Comey to write the letter, but he did. That was, again, I didn't have any input. We looked at all of the emails. That's not true. And he didn't explain that they were classified emails. He didn't, he hid behind the narrative, well, you know, it just really wasn't the right thing to do to notify everyone, even though we did exactly what we were supposed to do at the FBI. Number one, they did not. They only looked at 3,000, here's the actual, 3,077 emails were individually inspected. 4 of those were classified at secret at the time, okay? Judicial Watch found eventually 18 emails that were classified. They only looked, though, at 3,000 emails out of 694,000 emails. They only looked at 3,000 of the 694,000 emails. Okay, again, Paul Sperry, Real Clear Investigations, and I love Paul Sperry, reporter Paul Sperry recently reported that only 3,077 of the 694,000 emails found on the Weiner laptop were directly reviewed for classified or incriminating information. The 3 FBI officials completed the work in a single 12-hour spurt the day before Comey again cleared Clinton of criminal charges. Look, what happens when you're so corrupt? When you're so corrupt that even the initial cover-up wasn't enough. You're so corrupt that a week before the election, for whatever reason, there are different theories. There are different theories. One theory is that NYPD had all the information on Anthony Weiner, and they were going to inform the public if the FBI wasn't, regarding the laptop. Regardless, whatever motivated Comey, it wasn't he wasn't considering the future of the country or national security. What Clinton did was the greatest cybersecurity disaster in U.S. history. She had servers outside of the United States government, serviced by individuals that were outside the jurisdiction of the United States government. 4 years of Brian Pagliano's emails are missing. Brian Pagliano was paid thousands of dollars. This is public record knowledge. Thousands of dollars to work as Clinton's to set up Clinton's server, and then find some way to transfer the top secret intelligence and special access program intelligence outside of a network called JWICS, Joint Worldwide Intelligence Communication System. That is the intranet within the United States government. This is all public record knowledge. James Comey stated she did this in his exoneration of Clinton. She had emails marked classified. She had emails born classified. She had emails that 110 email chains contained classified information. She had 22 top secret emails, of which some were special access program intelligence. James Comey already talked about all of this, but it's also in publications throughout the election. And then Judicial Watch uncovered even more classified information on Anthony Weiner's laptop, and outside the United States government, more emails from Clinton. Clinton lied under oath, by the way, regarding sending and receiving information that was classified, information that was marked classified, giving all her work-related emails to the U.S. government. That was during the Benghazi hearings. James Comey lied about a whole bunch of things, specifically exonerating Clinton after all the interviews and all the information was available. Not true. He exonerated Clinton long before that, even before her interview. He wrote the exoneration letter. One of the two are lying about Andrew McCabe's leak to the Wall Street Journal. Comey said he never allowed McCabe to give information about Clinton Foundation probes to the Wall Street Journal. McCabe said, oh, that's not true. Comey said McCabe never told him about the laptop until the last minute. McCabe said that's not true. Comey knew. They're turning on each other left and right. They're obviously, look, what you hear from each of them, whether it's Andrew McCabe or James Baker, who said that James Baker, the top FBI legal counsel, who's under criminal investigation also for leaking, he stated that he thought that Clinton should have been indicted. Another lie from James Comey. James Comey said under oath that it was a unanimous decision. Look, William Barr could easily indict all of these people tomorrow. I believe that he will. Eventually, Clinton will get indicted. And I love it. I was speaking to a very intelligent guy today. He was like, oh, my God, yeah. The notion that Clinton would ever, get indicted. And I was like, why? Why? Well, at the end of the day, at the end of the conversation, he said, well, the most powerful people never get justice done. You see, it wasn't a matter of whether Clinton committed crimes. She did. It was, well, everything's morally relative. Trump is bad, too. And I'm like, well, what did he do? Oh, why are people lying? I'm like, these are process crimes. They started an investigation simply to justify an investigation into nothing and to harass Trump and to try to make everything morally relative. You see, Trump's getting investigated also. Based on what? Well, a Steele dossier that Clinton purchased. How is that a crime? The crime there is the fact they're accusing Trump of collusion while colluding with Russia, because the Steele dossier was composed with help from Russian sources, one Russian intelligence source, allegedly. Anyway, he tells Ari Melber, Andrew McCabe, well, we did everything we were supposed to do. They didn't. They didn't even review the 700,000 or 680+ thousand emails. They reviewed only 3,000. And it was Peter Strzok reviewing the emails. And it was in a 12-hour shift. We have to look at all the emails. It's not for them to decide what's classified and what's not. There are different agencies that have to classify emails when they were sent to Hillary Clinton. So they didn't look at all the emails. She didn't give all her emails to the United States government. She lied about receiving classified. And we find out that she found some way to transfer top secret intelligence. We don't know how. Andrew McCabe doesn't explain how. It's a lie by omission. When he says, well, we did everything we were supposed to do, that's not the truth. He knows very well it was a cover-up. And Clinton's criminal behaviors, Clinton's criminality is so grandiose that the initial cover-up didn't work. So they're like, well, we found, there were classified emails. He gives a litany of crimes. Yes, she could have violated statutes, but no reasonable prosecutor. Then Andrew McCabe is implicated yet again. So Comey exonerates, and he's part of the exonerate. But aside from the fact that Andrew McCabe's wife received, over $600,000 from Terry McAuliffe and Democratic super PACs, or Democratic PACs in Virginia, yet he didn't recuse himself from the investigation, which is bizarre. He's now implicated in the Anthony Weiner laptop, which eventually Judicial Watch found contained 18 classified emails. Look, you have a sailor, Christian Saucier, who had a baby and a wife, and he had to spend a year away from them, imprisoned. Why? Because he took a picture in a sub. Pictures. And he actually threw the pictures away, and oh my God, that shows that he was guilty. Clinton deleted 33,000 emails. She wiped her server clean. William Barr, when asked by Lindsey Graham, said, yeah, you know what, Strzok and Page, when I saw those texts, I was appalled or astounded, whatever. And he promised to investigate Peter Strzok. Once the Mueller probe is completely out of the picture, and Mueller's out of the picture, which will be next week or the week after, whatever, it'll be imminent, or even within days, okay? You're going to have new investigations, this time pertaining to Clinton's criminal behaviors, criminal activity. The Democratic Party is run by the most corrupt, immoral people. They cheated Bernie Sanders, then they blamed Trump for working with Russia to inform the world that Bernie Sanders was cheated. Then Bernie Sanders, in 2016, $200 million is given to his campaign through people who donated money who didn't have the money to donate. Funneled to the DNC. Then he gets cheated, doesn't have the integrity to say, hey, you cheated me, my campaign, people who gave money to my campaign. A DNC fraud lawsuit. Jared Beck, Elizabeth Beck, and Nico House are heroes. The DNC, within the DNC fraud lawsuit, said, well, we're a private organization. If we wanted to, we could pick a candidate to win in smoke-filled back rooms like they did in the old days. This is the private organization that could do as it wishes, but yet demands the U.S. government defend it from a hostile foreign power. How can you be a hostile foreign power if you obtain 20% of U.S. uranium capacity? How is Russia a hostile foreign power when Obama gave them 20% of U.S. uranium capacity? And it's not just, it's not Obama gave them, okay, fine. Obama could have vetoed the deal. Excuse me. He could have vetoed the deal. He didn't. Why didn't President Obama veto the uranium sale after Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin at his home? This is according to Newsweek. Any guess? Well, how come money, millions of dollars flowed into the Clinton Foundation? Then the uranium deal went down. Why don't we connect the dots there? William D. Campbell, an FBI informant, stated that he witnessed Russian lobbyists bragging about their influence over the Clinton Foundation and the Obama administration. Then you have $500,000 speaking fee, Moscow Investment Bank, Bill Clinton. Why don't you connect the dots there? Oh, no, you can't. There's not a shred of evidence that Clinton had anything. So you don't connect, the left doesn't connect any dots. But with Trump, it's like, well, Manafort bought an ostrich feather jacket or skin jacket or whatever, and that means that something bad happened in Russia. Look, getting back to Andrew McCabe, he's on MSNBC saying, oh, well, I didn't really want him to write the letter. We did everything we could. We found out some information. It was late in September. There's nothing we could do. He's lying. It was an initial cover-up that they thought was done. For some reason, they eventually found out that, okay, great, Anthony Weiner is being charged for crimes that are pretty egregious. He served prison time. And, oh, by the way, he has this laptop that Uma Abedin just happened to dump hundreds of thousands of emails. And, oh, by the way, classified emails as well from Clinton's server. And guess what? Anthony Weiner used that laptop to do, guess what? Can't even say, YouTube policies won't allow me. And they didn't even check to see if the laptop was hacked. And we know from Charles McAuliffe and Louis Gohmert that Clinton's emails were hacked by China. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. When you're talking about Comey, you're talking about Andrew McCabe, all of these people, James Baker, especially Comey and McCabe, they're umpires at a baseball game who will say 4 strikes and you're out, and oops, you didn't touch home plate when you did. They'll just hide behind rules and create new rules. It's ball 5. What do you mean ball 5? There's only 4 balls in baseball. Nope. Sorry. That was a strike. Sorry. Well, let's go back in time. The rules of the game, because they had such high positions at the FBI, they could hide behind protocol and then create new protocol. If there's no existing legislation or rules regarding bizarre and inappropriate or insubordinate behavior. So Comey kept on saying, well, there's no precedent for this, no precedent. Yeah, because Clinton's criminal behavior was so unprecedented. It's kind of like, are there laws for wrestling great white sharks? No, but you probably don't want to do it. You probably don't want to create a league where you wrestle sharks or polar bears or whatever. There might not be a law in the books, but it's so absurd and it's so criminal and it's so dangerous. It's probably so. What Clinton did, is so egregious that, of course, there was no precedent. They hid behind the most absurd excuses. There's no precedent. Well, yeah. And we're still talking about Clinton's emails because it's not just Clinton's emails. It's her email servers that were hacked by the planet that contained special access program, the highest level classification, top secret intelligence. And what they did was fabricate 2 years of nonsense simply to cover up Clinton's crimes, and they still didn't work, and they still didn't manage to do so. Hit subscribe right now. Share this segment everywhere. Andrew McCabe yet again is hiding, and actually blaming Comey, hilarious, for the Comey letter. Says, "Oh, he shouldn't have written it, but it wasn't my call." And saying that Comey knew about the laptop when Comey is saying Andrew McCabe never told him. It's hilarious. At the end of the day, William Barr is going to investigate. He has to. And it's eventually going to lead to Clinton indictments. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so very much.